What up? And welcome to Operation Murder It Out. Milkshake is getting a new thermostat. After replacing the engine, I put in a brand new thermostat from AutoZone, but for some reason this engine did not like that thermostat, so I took it out, put nothing there, reassembled the car, and the check engine light went off. So I went up to Mazda and got a factory thermostat, so now I'm going to drain the coolant and put that one in. So I have the coolant draining. So while that's draining, I'm going to be taking the intake off. Going to be removing the battery and the battery tray, and then the thermostat is right down there. So I'll get to work on that. Alright, so intake removed. There's the bottom portion of the intake. There's the top portion, engine air filter, tube, and then I took out the battery as well. Batteries right there. Battery tray, and then hell of a lot easier to access the thermostat right here. Since I did not put any sort of thermostat right here, I did have to seal it with silicone, so I may have to fight to take this off, but we'll see. Alright, so came off real easy. As you can see, there's silicone on there, so I'm gonna have to clean that up. I'm gonna clean this up as much as possible as well. So I'm just take a wire reel to this thing and try to get all of that off. Did not drain all the coolant because all of the coolant, well, most of the coolant drained from the lower radiator hose right here, and that's what I really needed to be drained. So I'm going to clean that up and then I can proceed. Alright, so now that I have this cleaned up, the edge of it is not looking good at all. There's that spot right there and then few spots right here. That shouldn't be like that because the gasket sits right on that edge, and that edge has some serious imperfections on it. So I'm going to hit that with some silicone and hopefully that will seal it up, and then I'll put everything back together. Alright, got it back on. Do not do what I did. The reason why I'm doing it is because I'm in a pinch right now and I'm just trying to get the car back on the road, trying to get it registered. So if you see that anything on this housing is damaged, replace it. It may be hard to find. Parts are being discontinued on this car because it's a 2011, but once again, do not do what I did. But moving on, I can put this hose back on. Gonna give it some time to dry before adding any fluid, and then I will put the intake back on and I'll put the battery back on. Alright, for the most part, car is back together. Intake is on, battery is in, lower radiator hose is on. I gotta put this under shield back on and then fill up the coolant. So let's move on to that. Okay, I think the silicone should be dry enough to proceed with the bleeding of the air. The funnel is empty, but the reservoir is full, so nothing to worry about. When I bleed the air, this should go up into the funnel and then it should drain back down. So let's continue with bleeding the air. Alright, so I think I bled most of the air from the system for the most part. I'll come back tomorrow just in case there's any sort of air pocket in the system and bleed out any extra air that may come out. Alright, so I let it sit overnight. The level did go down a little bit. It was about halfway down in between these two lines. Put just a little bit in to fill it up, and now I'm just letting it sit. I think all the air has been bled out of the system. The fan has turned on multiple times, so I think it's good to go, but just to be safe, I'm going to let it run for a little bit longer. So that's all I have. Thanks for watching.